I want to play a clip from an episode I put out in January. This clip is from a topic called Brooklyn's Messy Big Three Won't Win a Title. It's literally over 2 minutes long, so hunker down, take a listen, and enjoy the clip. I want to be very, very clear about this messy Big Three. Kevin Durant, James Harden, Kyrie Irving. They are not going to win a championship with the Brooklyn Nets. Oh, man. You got an insecure Kevin Durant. You got a head case Kyrie Irving. And James Harden quit on Houston. Now, I know that James Harden wanted out. When you want out of a team and you're really trying to get yourself traded, you do everything possible. I don't like making this comparison, but it does remind me of Jamal Adams with the Jets. Jamal Adams wanted out of the Jets. He was very comfortable making that very clear. And you got to play dirty sometimes to get out. If you want to force a trade, you got to do whatever it takes to make that happen. So I think some of that was what happened with James Harden. But it's still a weird look. I mean, he came in out of shape. He gave up on his teammates. I don't feel great about what happened with James Harden in Houston, but I'm not going to say it's the end of the world because some of that is just that he, I think, really wanted out and was trying to force a trade. Now, it still doesn't quite feel very good to say I think that James Harden is the most stable player in that Big Three. Also kind of weird. We've seen, Russell Westbrook, James Harden, and Kevin Durant were all together in OKC, and we've seen all these guys kind of come back together at points in their career. Russ and James Harden didn't work. I don't know how well Kevin Durant and James Harden is going to work. My really big problem here is egos. I just think the egos, who's going to take the final shot, how are they going to share the ball, it's going to be a mess and a nightmare, and I'm really concerned about it. However, it's going to be really fun to watch. But again, I want to restate, the Brooklyn Nets are not going to win a championship in the NBA. It's not 2K. Just because they're three great players doesn't mean they're going to be three great players that work together and have cohesion. Even though they're not going to win a championship, the Brooklyn Nets are now interesting. They're going to be exciting and fun, even if it's awful. Even if they're yelling and screaming and fighting, hey, I'll watch that too. I don't care. I think a lot of people, myself included, are going to be tuned in now to the Nets, and that's good for business. Therefore, that's a great move by the Nets organization. So, I was really worried about egos. I was really worried about James Harden and Kyrie and Kevin Durant. They were going to clash, and I had no confidence that this Big Three was going to work. I just was like, ugh, these personalities, they don't mesh. And I even thought it had a chance to get really ugly. And the reality is that it hasn't been awful. It certainly has been a lot of fun to watch. And now the Brooklyn Nets are the number 2 seed in the Eastern Conference NBA playoffs. They went 48-24 in the regular season. And I'm in danger of being horribly, horribly wrong. I want to put it out now because maybe they win a championship, and I'm like, oh, I got to live this down forever. I have a video saying they won't do it, and then they do it. That'd be kind of funny. I would actually enjoy that just because it's an example that I'm a dude talking about sports who I make predictions, and sometimes I'm very right. Sometimes I'm very wrong. And I do try to go out of my way to always announce and acknowledge and talk about when I'm wrong. It'll be interesting, man. No matter what happens with the Brooklyn Nets, they've really exceeded my expectations. I think championship or not, I was wrong because I just didn't believe it was going to work. Now, I don't know if I'm wrong. I thought it'd be fun, and it has been fun. If they win a championship, I would like that, and I'm really curious if they can. I really would. The Brooklyn Nets, that Big Three, their ownership took a big risk and made some big moves to build this team the way they did. And, I think it'd be funny if they won it all and completely stomped on my prediction. And if the Brooklyn Nets won an NBA title, that'd be pretty, pretty cool. So keep your eye on that. The next couple of weeks, I might have to go eat even more crow than I have in the past.